Hello everyone, today I'm going to review the Sirui Saturn 50mm t2.9 anamorphic lens for full-frame cameras and Fujifilm X mount on my X-H2s. My name is Andrei Dima, I'm a travel content creator and portability is everything for me. Every time I travel for a project, it is really hard to decide what I'm taking with me and resist the temptation to take too much stuff. It's the voice in the back of my head that says, maybe you will need this too, and it's hard to decide exactly what you want. And when it comes to cine lenses, that is even harder, especially when it comes to anamorphic lenses. That, until a couple of years, were super big and heavy, but gladly Sirui made efforts making anamorphic lenses smaller and smaller in the past years, and now they've made the most lightweight and compact anamorphic lenses on the market. And today I'm reviewing one of these lenses. The first one I will review is the 50mm t2.9. So let's start with build quality. The build quality is great. It is metal, carbon fiber and glass. The carbon fiber helps to make these lenses lighter. The half close to the camera is metal. The gears are metal. The part close to the front glass element is carbon fiber, and then the filter thread is metal. The lens has a 62mm filter thread, and around the front glass element it has a bit of plastic. This lens is completely manual, the mount is metal, it has no electronic contacts and no weather sealing. Yes, these lenses are not weather sealed. I think making them weather sealed would have raised the price and size, so I'm okay with that. The focus and iris rings turn smoothly and are very well damped. Of course, being a cine lens, the rings have metal gears, so you can use it with a follow focus system. The focus throw is not that long, it is 120 degrees. This helps you make focus pulls easier and more precise. This is the first time I used the lens. Look how easy I managed to achieve focus. The overall design of the lens is pretty cool. It's a mix of old and new, and the lens fits nicely even on smaller cameras like the XE4. The size is quite impressive compared to other lenses on the market. It is smaller than a zoom lens. It is so compact that it doesn't take too much space in a bag or a backpack. And the weight is impressive as well. The Sirui Saturn 50mm t2.9 weighs only 455 grams. What can I say? That is great for a full-frame anamorphic cine lens. The size and weight also make it a good option if you want to use it with a gimbal. It was so easy to balance it on my gimbal. What's a T-stop? This is the short version. The T-stop refers to the transmission of light through all the lens interior components, like glass elements, and the f-stop refers only to the light that is passing through the iris, simply put. One of the characteristics of anamorphic lenses with a squeeze ratio of 1.6 is that it transforms your 16:9 footage in 2.8:1. Therefore, the 50mm field of view with the 1.6 squeeze provides the equivalent of 31mm horizontally on an aspherical lens on full frame and 46.5mm on Fujifilm X cameras. T2.9 should be enough for low light footage on full frame, and it is okay on APS-C as well. I got some beautiful shots with my Fujifilm cameras in low light, as you can see here. Now let's get into the important stuff you all are waiting for, and that is image quality. And man, do I love the image quality out of this lens. It is crisp and contrasty even at t2.9. And if you stop it down, it looks better and better. But I like that at t2.9 it has a bit of character that makes your footage look more interesting. But let's take a closer look at the sharpness of this lens for video. The center of the frame looks great from t2.9, but the corners are a bit soft and you can see some chromatic aberrations. I like soft corners on anamorphic lenses, it is part of their character in my opinion, and chromatic aberrations are noticeable even on a lot more expensive lenses. It all depends on what you want from your lens. Just watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier if you want to see some chromatic aberrations galore. But just look at this footage here. This is straight out of the camera footage. No editing in post, no white balance correction, nothing. I know Fujifilm colors are great, but this lens adds to that. It just looks gorgeous. I rarely use the word cinematic, but yeah, this looks cinematic. If you want more sharpness in the corners, you need to stop down to T5.6. The aspect ratio remains consistent through its focus range. You can go from infinity to the minimum focus distance and the aspect ratio will remain the same. And if you want to go even wider, you can use the Sirui Anamorphic 1.25x adapter to go 2x. So you get the depth of field and compression of a 50mm, but the field of view of a super wide angle lens. Now let's take a quick look at the bokeh of the lens at T2.9 without the 2x adapter, in the center of the frame and the corners. And now let's take a look at the bokeh with the adapter. The Saturn lenses have two different options for flare, the classic blue flare that was made so popular by J.J. Abrams movies and the neutral flare like the one you saw in my footage. Both look cool, but I prefer the neutral one. Adds character without being too in your face. The Saturn 50mm t2.9 suffers from a bit of pincushion distortion, which on Fujifilm cameras is not that noticeable because of the APS-C crop, but it will be on full-frame cameras, like the Nikon ZF. Now let's talk about the downside of this lens, the minimum focus distance. Sadly, this is 90 centimeters. This is the trade-off for such a compact, full-frame, anamorphic lens. These lenses are so compact, it looks like they were designed for APS-C cameras and not full frame. You need to try one for yourself and see what I'm talking about. I think this is the best anamorphic 50mm lens you can buy at the moment for the Fujifilm X system. I am also working on a review of the 75mm, which I will release soon. I think the whole set is going to turn out great. The Sirui Saturn 50mm t2.9 has great build quality, it is compact and lightweight, has lovely color rendition and character, good sharpness and contrast, and it has a very attractive price. So if you are looking for a lens like this, I highly recommend it. If this video was helpful, subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when I release new videos. And if you want to support the channel even more, use the links in the description at no extra cost to you. See you next time.